for you.
Welcome everyone to Kiwiradio.nz, a weekly showcase of New Zealand tunes from down under. It's going to be a great day today, and we actually do have a wonderful guest coming up on the phones very shortly. Joseph E. Harrison from Wellington will be joining us today. But first, let's kickstart with a bit of David Bowie, a track called Rock and Roll Suicide that was recorded in 1972, released later at 1974, recorded at Trident, London. A bit of art glam or glam rock to start off the show for you. And don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with our wonderful guest joining us today. You're tuned into Kiwiradio.nz. We do this live every Tuesday.
Puts it in your mouth. You pull on your finger, then another finger, then cigarette. The water wall is calling. It lingers, then you forget. Oh, 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 you're a rock and roll suicide. You're too old to lose it, too young to choose it, and the clock waits so patiently on your song. You walk past the cafe, but you don't eat when you've lived too long. Oh no, 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 you're a rock and roll suicide. Shit breaks the snarling as you stumble across the road. But the day breaks instead, so you hurry home. Don't let the sun blast your shadow. Don't let the milk float grab your mind. They're so natural, religiously unkind. Oh no, love, you're not alone. You're watching yourself, but you're too unfair. You've got your head all tangled up, but I'm walking lonely like you there. Oh no, love, you're not alone. No matter what or who you name, no matter when or where you're sane. All the nights it'll lacerate your brain. I've had my share, I'll help you with the pain. You're not alone. Just turn on with me, and you're not alone. Let's turn on and be not alone. Give me your hands, you're wonderful. Give me your hands, you're wonderful.
Celebrating the music of David Robert Jones, born on 8th of January 1947 and died 10th January 2016. Rest in peace, you beautiful man, a glorious musician. Speaking of glorious musicians, we have some great talent with us for today. Joseph E. Harrison is on the phone right now. He's an English songwriter, singer, and musician who now lives in Wellington. You may know him from being the frontman of the band The Tower of Flints, but he's actually just released a solo album, Therapy for a Clinic, and we'll be showcasing 3 tunes from that wonderful record. So give him an applause and a big round welcome as we open up the lines right now. Hello, Joseph. Welcome to Kiwi Radio.
Hi, how are you?
Doing well. How's Wellington today?
Wellington's great. The album's called Therapy for a Cynic, but I quite like Therapy for a Clinic. Maybe I should redo that.
Well, I can't read, so there we go.
No worries. This is how great art is made.
Yeah, pretty much. You must be a cynic these days when people can't even pronounce or name your new album properly. But yeah, definitely. Therapy for a Cynic. released just recently. So well done. Congratulations. Tell us all about the
Thank you.
record.
Thank you.
How has it been making this piece of art?
It's been torturous. The album is a collection of songs that goes back, some of them as far as 25 years. I'd sort of got to a point where these songs just wouldn't leave me alone. And I needed to move on and start writing new material. So I thought, well, you're just going to have to put them to bed. You're going to have to pick a few, record them, put them out there, draw a line underneath them and say, right, they're done. So that's kind of what I did. It took a while. It took about 3 years to get it right. But I'm happy with the end result, and hopefully I can start writing some new material now.
Well done for finally putting it to bed. I guess that's why there's a picture of you, almost like you're in a coffin, but you're actually lying on a couch. Was that done intentionally?
Yeah, well, that was actually, I was gonna, originally the idea was that I should be lying on the couch and then I should also be sitting in an armchair next to myself as if it's, a psychiatrist with a patient.
Okay.
But I'm no good with Photoshop, so I just did the lying on the couch part.
Well, you can imagine it then after seeing the album and music, artwork, everything on his Bandcamp, jeharrisonmusic.bandcamp.com. Harrison has 2 R's and it's 11 tracks there. Well, Blameless is on there twice with kind of 2 versions. Speaking of Blameless, we're going to open with the therapy mix version of Blameless. Tell us about the song.
So Blameless is one of the few tracks on the album that are written in character. So they're not so much from my own experience as an imagined situation. And for me, I think it's quite a dark song. It's quite threatening, but you never quite find out what it is that the protagonist is supposed to have done. So I'll leave that to people's imagination.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us on tonight's showcase. A big welcome to all 18 unique listeners listening in from Auckland and Wellington in New Zealand. And we also have Greece lighting up on the map there. So welcome, Greece, to New Zealand. We do this every Tuesday. It is currently 29th of August, 2023, 11 past 7. I'm your host, Ralphie. And you're tuned into Kiwi Radio with Joseph E. Harrison.
You'll find out when the headlines come. I plan to shop for everyone. A wake-up call, but it's all gone wrong. I cannot tell you what I said, but my words will live on long after I'm dead. I had it figured in my head, but they shut me down for the life that I led. I couldn't justify a moment more living somebody else's life. I cannot tell you who's to blame, but I guarantee you'll remember my name. I couldn't justify a moment more living somebody else's life. I'm hardly blameless, but you're not so pure. Did you think I'd just give up and die? All those clowns
for making sounds, never caring if the consequences end us all to hell. Someone had to do something. I knew it wouldn't be you, so I took this funny duty on myself. Tell you what I've done. I cannot tell you what I've done. Joseph E. Harrison, his brand new record, Therapy for a Cynic. If you like this music, go ahead and refresh the website Kiwiradio.nz while that song was playing. I edited the website and put that in the Kiwi Recommendations playlist, so go check that out, and there's a direct buy link there to the Bandcamp album, 11 tracks of goodness with Joseph E. Harrison. That is awesome there, Joseph. It's definitely got some Bowie-esque styles. It's a full band as well, which is really good. Do you want to do some shout-outs to who helped you with this recording?
Well, actually, that's all me.
Oh, wow.
There's no one else on the recording. I mean, thank you very much. We perform, we Tower of Flint perform that song as part of the set. But the solo album, I sort of did everything myself.
Everything from performance to recording. That's amazing, actually.
Yeah, recording, production, the whole lot. I'm not normally much of a control freak, but in this particular case, it was so important to me that I sort of felt that these songs were well and truly finished, that I decided I was just going to do everything myself. But
wow.
I didn't. If anything was wrong at the end, I didn't want to have to blame somebody for that. So I sort of went, well, I'm going to do it all myself, which is probably why it took 3 years to finish,
Yeah, for sure. It does say on the Bandcamp there is an additional backing vocals on the track Moon by Charlotte Kerr.
Yep.
But otherwise, all tracks written, performed, and produced by the multi-talented, multi-instrumentalist Joseph E. Harrison. Definitely check that out. So hit the Kiwiradio.nz webpage if you're listening to this live or on replay, and it'll be on the front page there for a while. Next track is called 5,000 Days. I actually had to get my calculator out. That's if there's 365 days in a year, 5,000 days is actually 13.69 years. That's for all the nerds out there. Is there a reason for number 13?
Yeah, that's well, I think it's fairly apparent when you listen to the song what it's about.
Why don't you tell us what the song is about in your own words?
Okay, well, I won't get into the nitty gritty. I think the song tells you enough, but basically it's about my first marriage, the way that it broke up, and the way I ended up leaving with the kids to raise them on my own. And the 5,000 Days is a reference to the 13 years of that relationship. Wow.
See, I knew. Well, that's actually very deep indeed. Radiohead Tom York did something along those lines with one of his tracks. I think separation and everything. But I'm sorry to hear that, Joseph. I'm sure you're in a better place now. And well
absolutely.
Done.
It was a long time ago.
Oh, Joseph E. Harrison coming out of that with some wonderful art, and we get to hear it on Kiwi Radio. It's 5,000 Days is the track. Also want to say shout out to upfm.co.nz who is simulcasting this live.
Honey, the kids are crying. And honey, my patience is dying.
Sure, why not hell? Take the house, the dog, the tea, and the money. I'll just keep this old guitar and two small things that call you mommy. Tomorrow you won't remember this fight. Honey, which bottle are you sleeping in tonight? I'm so tired of being so afraid. And honey, I can barely talk to you these days. Relax, I'll put the kids to bed. Just light a fag and pour another. There's no need to make a fuss. I'm sure they know you're a loving mother. Tomorrow's another chance to put it right. Oh, honey, which bottle are you hiding in tonight? Seems we've always felt this way. Something like 5,000 days. I'm tired. I don't care anymore. So much that's so important. I don't know when I lost the will to fight. Honey, here's to us. I'm leaving you tonight.
Oh, that feels like a classic, that one. First time I've heard it, and it just sounds pretty timeless already. It's really good music there, Joseph. So congratulations. For those that want to see you live, you are, of course, the front man of a band called Tower of Flints. Let's plug your gig in Napier coming up on September 2nd, which is a Saturday. $10 at the door with bands Mirrored Walls and This Silent Divide. This Silent Divide actually messaged me some music. I think they'll be coming up on the on future podcast. But yeah, that's pretty cool. That's not far away. What can people of Napier expect for this gig?
Hopefully a really, really good night. I mean, all three bands are playing a great band. The way that Tower of Flints, we perform a number of the songs off this album, but we also perform songs written by Neil, our guitarist, and we've also started to write stuff as a group as a whole. So it really is a proper group effort. It's not just a band playing my songs. And the way we perform the songs is very different to the way they are on the album. It's much more energetic, much more guitar driven. I deliberately recorded the album very differently. So it'll be loud, it'll be lively, hopefully entertaining, and a big sound for everyone to get into.
Now, I'm looking at paisleystage.com, and I'm hoping that's the website, or maybe I've just jumped into I think that might actually be an overseas No, it's not an overseas recording studio. It looks like it is the New Zealand one. It looks like a brilliant venue, is what I want to say. Quite intimate.
Oh, it's an incredible venue.
Recording
Yeah,
studio
it's awesome.
vibes. Yeah.
Yeah, we played there before, and
Nice.
it's a fantastic gig. It's like a great big hall with loads and loads of couches, and everyone just sort of chills out. And well, hopefully they get on their feet when we're playing, but you can chill out if you want to.
A wall of books as well, by the looks of it, and retro technology. It looks really cool.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. Great venue.
Oh, lovely, lovely. And there's a licensed bar too?
Yep.
Awesome. Do you have to be 18 for that one?
Yeah, I imagine so.
Okay, sweet. So
being a licensed bar.
Well, if you're under 18, too bad, so sad. You'll have to maybe make an effort for future gigs. But if you are over the age of 18, head along, and especially if you're in Napier, for $10, that sounds like a great night. Well, other than this gig, what else is next for you? I suppose you're juggling between sort of projects like your solo one. Your solo one's finally put to bed, as you mentioned. Is there more music in you for that kind of project? What's actually happening in there? Your career?
God, I hope so. Yeah, there's heaps going on. Yeah, we're playing this Thursday in Wellington at Valhalla. We're playing, as you said, we're playing Saturday. We're playing at Napier at the Paisley Stage. Then we've got a short break from live gigging just for a month. Our drummer Corey is taking a break. He's on holiday.
Okay.
Then when we get back, we've got some more gigs lined up, and we're trying to get some more lined up for that time. As I said, we're writing new material as a band, so we've got 2 new songs in the set now that we've written together. And I know Neil's working on new material. I'm working on new material, so it's a busy time. I think when I'm writing.
Keep us keep us in your press pocket. If you want to play some more music, please keep us in mind, and we'll try our best to keep you in the news cycle and keep you on the forefront of people's minds. It's certainly, I love your sound. It definitely has that Bowie-esque sort of 60s, 70s feel, but obviously you're modernized into 2023. But yeah, I absolutely really love this. Quite unique for me.
Thank you.
We're how many episodes now? 90 plus episodes of Kiwi Radio, and I haven't heard this genre come out in New Zealand quite so much. So yeah, and I'm really into it as well. Quite classic, especially
fantastic.
That song we've just heard. It feels familiar but nostalgic but new. So check it out. Joseph E. Harrison is the artist. Therapy for a Cynic is the name of the 11-track album, which you can find on Bandcamp. Well, this is the third and final track for the showcase, and it's definitely time has flown past, definitely. So the track is called The Rest of My Days. Tell us about it.
Right. So The Rest of My Days, this is it's the last song on the album. There's a Blameless remix comes afterwards, but this was intended to be the final song on the album. It's a song that sort of stuck with me for around about 25 years. The music was there. I'd always loved the music, the chord structure that I came up with, and that never changed over all those years. But I was never happy with any of the lyrics or the versions of the song that I sort of recorded in my home studio. And then a couple of years ago, I was having one of those, what am I doing with my life moments. I'd come to a bit of a crossroad where I needed to examine everything that was going on in my life. And this song just came back to me. And in about the space of 20 minutes, these new lyrics came out, and they fitted it perfectly. So the song is really about writing the rest of the songs. It's about writing the album. It's about finally putting these things behind me, not just the music, but various things in my life that I needed to move on from and get on with the rest of my days, as the song says. So it's kind of saying goodbye to the past and willing myself into the future.
That's
That's what
really
it's about.
hitting a home run for me, actually, Jason. Joseph, sorry, because I don't know if you know, but about 2 weeks ago, I got made redundant from what I thought was a secure job, and I'm now a self-employed contractor, engineer, musician, teacher, and everything, all self-employed. And I've been self-employed before, but it's definitely nerve-wracking when you've got no one but you to kind of create that new work, and you've got no one but yourself to blame. So, yeah, kudos to you. That just really hits home for me at the moment. So, hey, you are also an author by the looks of it, writing a book called Children of a Dead World.
You've been doing your homework.
I tried to do that on the show. Yes, definitely. Tell us about that side of you. That's interesting.
That's a science fiction novel I've written. It's currently doing the rounds, trying to get an agent or a publisher. That was another thing, sort of that came out of that period of my life. Around about the same time as these songs were being produced, I was finishing that novel. So I've been a busy boy.
The main character is called Thea, and you originally called it that, but you're up to 85,000 plus words, so it's definitely getting there. And how do you find time for all this? I mean, are you full-time creative, or are you juggling a few hats? I mean, how you find time to write a book, be into musical projects, be a good dad, all that sort of stuff?
Well, I mean, I'm fortunate in that I'm getting quite old.
Okay.
I've got more spare time on my hands than I used to.
Right.
I do have a day job. I'm in a wonderful marriage. My kids are grown up and don't need me as much as they used to. So I've got time to sit and do these things. And in fact, I have to. If I don't have a creative project going on, I'm just an unpleasant person, basically. I have to have something creative occupying my mind, or I'm no fun to be around. These things are not just fun to do; they're essential, which I think any artist can relate to. Really, it's not that you do it for fun; it's that if you don't do it, something's wrong. That's what that boils down to.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's some great tools now for songwriters. I'm not talking about AI writing. I know some people, apparently Jason Kerrison from Opshop started using AI in his songwriting. I'm not sure I'm going to go down that path, but there's some great tools like, finding chords or chord progressions and things like that. Some really awesome tools these days. And needless to say, the amount of software instruments and everything, the fact that you can do it all yourself, which is exactly what Joseph E. Harrison has done. He's been sitting on these songs for years, and we get to finally enjoy them and transpose that energy, those thoughts into the third dimension. We get to actually hear it. So big congratulations on this wonderful record, Therapy for a Cynic. We do want to say thank you to the Bandcamp supporters that have already purchased it. So shout out to Simon Sweetman, Sexy Lola, Julie Lamb, and Andy Wood. You are the stars of the show for supporting New Zealand music. And again, if you're listening to this live right now, 29th August 2023, or on replay in the future, head along to Kiwiradio.nz. There's a featured Kiwi playlist there, which you can check out. And there's a direct buy now link. Well, it's definitely exciting. Do you have anything else you want to plug or talk about while we're here?
I think we've covered everything. We've talked about the gigs. We've talked about the album. I'm pretty happy. It's been really nice talking to you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Where is the best place for people to connect with you if they want to say hello, heard you on Kiwi Radio, or anything along those lines? Where can fans kind of check you out and say hello?
Well, I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. Tower of Flint is on Facebook. It's not hard to track me down at all. Instagram's probably best. Yeah, pop on and say hi.
Yeah, and definitely, again, that Bandcamp link is jeharrison.co.nz. 2rsmusic.bandcamp.com. Well, we're going to sign off with that. We have Suede coming up, which, by the way, is recommended by you. Is there any reason why you like the track The Wild Ones? What does that mean to you, this song?
Well, the Wild Ones is a beautiful song, and Suede are a fantastic band. Brett Anderson, the lead singer of Suede, is the most incredible presence on stage. And I remember I saw him when they had their Coming Up tour way back in the day, back in Sheffield in England. And I'd never seen anything quite like it. He came to the front of the stage in what was a relatively small venue and sort of glared at the whole audience and just gripped you there for 2 hours. You couldn't look away from him. He was amazing. And so they've stuck with me ever since. I think as a front man goes, he's a pretty high bar. You know, he's something to look up to. So Suede are fantastic, and this is one of their most classic songs.
Well, we're going to sign off the show with that. And before we go, again, thank you so much for doing this 3-song showcase. Check him out, Joseph E. Harrison, or also his band Tower Flints. Well, thank you so much. And I hope the rest of 2023 treats you very well, creatively and personally. I'm glad the lucky lady you wished to pursue love, the road of love with, said yes to you around 2 years ago, and you're in a better place now. You've written some music from your past wounds, and we get to hear it. But yeah, you're a wonderful creative, and I wish you all the best for the rest of your musical journey. We'll definitely be bookmarking your pages. And that's it, everybody. It's just a short, sweet half-hour show for today, but we are doing more shows every Tuesday, 7 p.m. with Kiwiax. Well, Joseph, stay cool and stay creative. We're going to play out some Suede now. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks a lot.
All right. Thank you very much.
Bye.
This is Suede with The Wild Ones, Kiwi Radio.
There's a song playing on the radio, sky high in the airwaves on the morning show. There's a lifeline slipping as the breath, as I open the blinds to my mind, I'm believing that you could stay. And oh, if you stay, with arms just a rainbow, fears away. Shine like the morning, singing sun. Oh, when you stay, we'll be the wild ones, running with the dogs today. There's a song playing through the thunderbolt. All we see and believe is the DJ and the touch and song. And it's a shame the plane is leaving on this sunny day. 'Cause on you my tattoo will be bleeding, and the name is staying. And oh, if you stay, we'll fly through the skies, suburban rays. We'll come from the bottom, who knows where the text will grow. And oh, if you stay, we'll all just a rainbow years away. We'll shine like the morning and sing in the sun. Oh, if you stay, we'll be the wild ones, running the dogs today. We'll be the wild ones, running the dogs today.
Well, thank you very much for staying with us this Tuesday. I want to say big shout out to our video listeners as well. We simulcast on Kiwiradio.nz, upfm.co.nz, but also YouTube and Twitch. Twitch is a new one for us, so if you want to give us some love over there, twitch.tv/kiwiradio_NZ. Brand new account that I thought I'd try, but it seems to be working because we've got Diggs by the way 7 saying what's up G on Twitch. So thank you for joining us on that platform. Hopefully you're locked in, loving these Kiwi tunes. And don't forget, we are here same time, same channel every week for an hour. So 7 to 8 p.m. New Zealand time every Tuesday. We have some amazing New Zealand music coming up on the future shows as well. The big one will have to be Chris Young. Now, if you're a music enthusiast here in Aotearoa, he is the musician behind Tadpole and things like that. So he's going to be joining us very soon in September. We also have Jay Vinci with some brand new music. Jay Vinci's been in the podcast before, so it'll be great to have them have him back. Also, Sunshine Unit will be joining Kiwi Radio and Monk Seals as well. If you want to be part of the show, the best way to grab my attention is to head over to instagram.com/kiwiradio.nz and send me a direct message there. We'd love to line up either a New Zealand phone call with you, or if you're overseas and you make independent music, we can actually reach you via Skype or something like that as well. So even if you're not in New Zealand, please get in touch as well. We'd love to showcase your tunes. We have 22 wonderful, unique listeners listening to us today from New Zealand, Auckland, Wellington, and also we have Greece listening. That will pretty much summarize the show. I don't know if you want to hear one more. Do you? I guess it's my show, so we could pretty much do that if we want. Let's have a look at the playlist here. Let's do another David Bowie track, just because he's such a great talent. The track is Starman, and that will actually close the show. Yeah, let's do that. Thank you very much for listening. You're tuned into Kiwi Radio. If you want to listen to this back on replay, refresh in a couple of minutes. It'll be there as an MP3 download. But otherwise, you have a great evening, and see you next week.
I leaned back on my radio. Some cat was laying down some rock and roll, not a soul said. Then the loud sound it seemed to fade came back like a slow voice on a wave of faith. That weren't no DJ, that was hazy cosmic time. There's a starman waiting in the sky. He'd like to underneath us, but he thinks he blew our minds. There's a starman waiting in the sky. He's told us not to blow it, 'cause he knows it's all worthwhile. He told us, let the children use it, let the children use it, let all the children boogie. To phone someone, so I picked on you. Oh, oh, hey, that's far out, so you heard him too. Oh, oh, switch on the TV, we may pick him up on channel 2. Look out your window, I can see his light. If we can sparkle, he may land tonight. Don't tell your papa, or he'll get us locked up and tight. There's a starman waiting in the sky. He'd like to come and meet us, but he thinks he'd blow our minds. There's a starman waiting in the sky. He's told us not to blow it, 'cause he knows it's all that what he told us. Let the children lose it, let the children use it, let all the children boogie. Starman waiting in the sky. He'd like to come and meet us, but he thinks he'd blow our minds. There's a starman waiting in the sky. He told us not to blow it, 'cause he knows it's all worthwhile. He told us, let the children use it, let the children use it, let all the children boogie.
Right. This Tuesday is a very fun one. I feel like one of those rock and roll acts where they like say good night and they pretend to go off stage, but they actually play 3 more songs. It seems like people are just tuning in right now as I'm trying to sign off. So I do want to interact and say thank you so much for taking the time to listen to our wee station here on the internet. Kiwiradio.nz. I'm actually doing this full time right now. I don't have a job anymore. I got made redundant 2 weeks ago. I'm of course trying to get some contract work and just bits and bobs here and there, but it's definitely a bit of a struggle. So if you want to help out, there's just $2 a month. You can feel free to join the servers there, and maybe I can do this more often if more people spread the word about Kiwiradio.nz. I'm just a small voice, of course, on the internet, but I do want to say thank you to Neil Beals listening in there on the YouTube. Storyteller saying, I'm listening from Kaio, far north New Zealand. Fell in love with you after I heard you speak about the elite people you know. So, yep, I've definitely have a colourful past serving the Clinton Foundation and all that sort of stuff, and seeing how much money they throw away thanks to the taxpayer. It's been a wild ride. I always say, though, that music is always the answer to everything. Went to Mitre 10 the other day, heard the most beautiful wind chime called baritone. Do you do those chimes? No. But I should check it out. So there you go. That's not a plug for Mitre 10, by the way. Do not sponsor us. Speaking of sponsors, I almost forgot. Thank you so much to aucklandmamamarket.co.nz. We do lots of family-friendly events in Auckland. So if you're in Auckland, head along to aucklandmamamarket.co.nz and check out our event guide. And also I want to say thank you to everyone joining the website. It really does help. Like every $2 a month counts. I want to say thank you to MDWH Twitch, Anarchy, and John T, all those people that are regularly donating. Hey, let's make this a job for me. If I can't find work, let's create work. I'm not ever gonna be one of those cute girls on Twitch, though. It's just not. It's not my jam. I want to play you this next song because we technically do have the show till 8 p.m. and it's only 10 to 8 at the moment. So let's play another song and fulfill that true hour of the show. It's a band called Funkadelic, and the song is called, let's have a look, Funky Dollar Bill.
You go to school to learn the rules on how to love and live your life. But think about it twice. The pusher push, the fixer this, the judge will quit, the jockey lose his life. For the dollar bill, for the dollar bill, US dollar bill, for the dollar bill, US dollar bill. You don't buy a life, you live a life. A father learns much too late. He was never home. He worked 2 jobs and when at home he had to call. His love life is gone. For the dollar bill, for the dollar bill, for the dollar bill, you are the dollar bill. It'll buy war. It will save the land. It pollutes air in the name of wealth. It'll buy your life, but not true life. The kind of life where the soul is lost. I'm in the dollar pit, for the dollar pit, US dollar pit. I'm in the dollar pit, for the dollar pit, US dollar pit, for the dollar pit,
Kiwi Radio, that is some Funkadelic for you, track called Funky Dollar Bill. If you do have some song recommendations, I am a student of music. Please email me at kiwiradio@proton.me, kiwiradio@proton.me, with email subject something like Kiwi Radio song shout out. I'm always looking out for good music, so please do. I want to say again, thank you, Storyteller, for tuning in this Tuesday. And remember, if in September we do have that big show coming up with Chris Young, the double platinum New Zealand rock musician that is responsible for bands like Tadpole, Redline, Static Era, all that good stuff. Apparently Tadpole went number one after 23 years of the Butterfinger album. They finally got number one. And if you like a bit of Tadpole and want to revisit the 90s, you can check out and buy that new vinyl release and everything. I'm going to be loving that interview coming out with Chris Young. I think he's just so cool. Well, that is the show, everybody. That is episode 92 in the books. Kia ora, tēnā koutou, katoa. And please join us every Tuesday, Kiwiradio.nz, 7 p.m. That is us. Stay cool, stay creative, everyone. Please stay connected and enjoy music together. That's us. Autobot engaged with some autoplay music. See you later.